This is Dead Serious, a show about short horror stories worthy of discussion. I'm Dead Palette, and it's Halloween month, despots. Today we're taking a look at another 15 hours creepystories.tumblr.com post entitled Bank Robbery. Now, I think bank robberies are interesting. Who doesn't love a good bank robbery movie or something along those lines? Except for Payday 2, because the people who developed that game are fucking skeezy scumbags that are out to take you of your money and rob you. But enough about my hatred for overkill. Let's get into this story itself. Shut up and put the money in the bag, now. I can hear Shaun all the way from the lobby, shouting down the poor counter girl as she tries to hold on to some semblance of composure. I feel bad, but it's gotta be done. I look at the terrified people in the lobby and keep my shotgun trained on them. I've done this at least a dozen times, and every time I'm racked with guilt. The muffled sobbing always kills me, but it's better than having Shaun's job. I much prefer crowd control to actual robbery. Not too much to say about this story just yet. It's pretty engaging. I like that our narrator is having regrets and mixed feelings about this kind of stuff. We're getting an idea of his psychology in that he's okay with crowd control, but he doesn't want to be the most aggressive person. And that title goes to the person who's actually doing the robbery. That's good. I lean back into the hallway and yell out, "Shaun, time's almost up." "Don't rush me," he roars. "Don't rush me," he roars. I hope he can control himself in there. If not, the police will be the least of our problems. So our narrator feels like someone who is doing this kind of stuff because they need to or something. Money problems, I don't know. Who went in with a bad crowd. Shaun sounds like someone who has genuine emotional problems and could probably never live a normal life. Maybe I'm extrapolating, but that's what I'm getting. As I turn back, I nearly have my head taken off. One of the hostages decided to be brave. I jump back, dodging a wild punch, and then smash the butt of the shotgun right into his nose. He crumbles, and the rest of the hostages start to scream. I can barely hear them, though. The attack keyed me up, so I'm trying to bring myself back down. I take a few long, controlled breaths and feel myself come back to my senses. It was close. If I hadn't laid that guy out as quickly as I did, the night would have gone sideways. I yell at the screaming crowd to shut up and wave my shotgun over their heads. They clam up. I feel it is necessary to just advertise that I wrote a story about a robbery that went sideways. It is entitled Cutie, and it is the start of a long ARG thing I did entitled Yuki. Anyway, a few more moments and I see Shaun running down the hallway, his pillowcase bulging with loot. I wasted no time in barreling out of the door and into the night. Shaun right behind me. Okay, so we're supposed to be robbing a bank, right? What bank is open at night, man? I want to go to that bank. That's the bank I'm going to start banking at, because my bank closes at like fucking 1 in the afternoon. It's ridiculous. We run for several blocks, and then turn into an alleyway where our van waits for us. I throw the back doors open as Shaun hops into the driver's seat and starts the engine. A few minutes and we're heading out of town. "How did we do?" I rasp, pulling off my mask. "Not bad," Shaun says. "We should be good for about a month." I'm enjoying the story more, picturing these two as Roadhog and Junkrat. Anyway, I reach into the pillowcase and pull out the glorious dark red pouch. I rip it open and pour the contents into my mouth. Ooh, what is this? I gag slightly as the coppery taste coats my tongue. Bank robbery. Oh, fuck. It's a blood bank. That's good. That's good. I like this. I hate O negative, I groan. Please tell me there's some more B in here. I got what I got, Shaun replies, but save some of that O negative for me. What a hilarious, weird little turn. I like it. It's playful, it's interesting, I like it. I shudder and take in a few more deep gulps. I feel the tension, fury, and consuming hatred melt away as I drink. Okay, so this is what was going on. He was getting, frenzied as vampires do when they don't have blood. That is a nice little bit of fridge horror. Fridge horror, get it? Because that's where you store the blood at a blood bank. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth the effort stealing the stuff when we could just go out and drain a few runaways in the middle of the night. But I just can't bring myself to do it. So knocking over blood banks it is. A guy's gotta have a little moral grounding. Credits to LLOUI, Loyu? I don't know how to say that name, but they wrote a pretty cute little weird fiction story. I certainly enjoyed this. It is the proper length that it needs to be to have the punch that it does. It's dealing with language and forced perspective, because obviously you couldn't turn this into a short film. It would be obvious what's happening, that they're robbing a blood bank. That explains why the bank's open at night. All of these little things. It's a pretty cute little story, but it's more of a joke than a serious story, you know what I mean? I certainly enjoyed this. I hope you did too. Even if it's not the kind of story that I typically like seeing, this was a nice little refreshing break. Now, if you enjoyed that, please consider helping out the community and supporting my channel. You can support the community by conversing in the comments below, going to 2spooky.com for original horror stories, and trying your hand at short horror yourself. You can support me by liking this video, following me on Twitter and Tumblr, links in the description, and checking out my art page, which is also down below. Thank you so much for your time, and now on to our sponsor at this non-moment in time, which is Red Vines. Red Vines. Sharpen them up and stab them into people's necks to drink out their blood.